Now you are welcome to my third video. On this third video, we are going to look at how we can design a drop down menu on our third video. How start? Let us minimize this. Let me go to my Dreamweaver. So this is where we stop on the second video. Please try to look at the second video, the second video, but this is the third video. This third video, we are going to introduce a drop down options inside it. How do we introduce a drop down options or drop down menu? We'll go to the code, then this is where we'll stop. Then in this place, if I want to introduce a drop down menu, I'll look for where to start the drop down menu. Maybe I want the drop down menu to start from news. I will go to this place and click front of this is the news. So I want this news to have a kind of a drop down menu. So I'll look at news. After the A, front of the A slash, I'll just click inside and press enter. You can see the one pressing enter. So this place is big enough for me to write to design the drop down menu. I'll just put my greater sign, put my UL, then I'll put my US slash. Then from here I can press enter. From here I can press enter. From here I can put my LI slash. Then in the middle of the LI I can put I'll use the first state. Let me use Oyo. We are in Oyo. Then in front of the Oyo I'll put A. In front of it put my A. Then at the back of that Oyo I'll put my A slash. Then from this A here I will put my space, the reference. This is my reference, and I'll put slash. Then I'll copy it. Ctrl C. And I'll press. So this will be my drop down menu. So I can change this information here. Maybe Oyo, I can say Ondo. I can change this one to, or should I change it to Ogun? I can change it one to Oshun. Oshun. Then what will be the fourth one? What should I use for the fourth one? I'll use Ondo. What should I use for the fourth one? Oshogo. So this is the drop down menu that I have. Then I'll go to the file, then I'll say save all. So if I go and look at it from the design, do you see it? Do you see how it looks like? So I'll go back to my code again. I'll look at it again.
There's supposed to be the brackets here. After that,
yes. No, the process of typing the something. Yes, that's the bracket. I will check for any corrections. Yes, then I'll check it again. Go to design. Do you see it now? So you see how it look like. Then I go to my code. Look at this. So I've introduced the drop down options on it. Yes, this is the drop down options. This is it. And design. But looking at this place now, you can see that I can, after saving it, go to file, save all. If I go to my browser, I run it from my browser here, refresh. If you look at this place now, the drop down options is in the back of it. And at the back again, you can see that the picture is not in the middle. It's supposed to be in this place. Although the picture is covering it, but something should move to this position. So what I'm going to do there, I'll go to this place. Meaning that this something is supposed to move to the position here. It has to be in position, not on one side. So for it to be in a position, I have to go to my CSS. I click on my CSS. Then I'll go to this place. I'll use this command. This command will move that and drop down to position. This is the command that will move to position. Before I go to this place, I put my star here. I press enter. Then from this place I type margin. I put 0px margin 0px. So this is the command that will move my drop down menu to position. You can see that it has moved to position. Before it was on one side, but now with that with this code here, I hope you remember this code here is one that I use. 0px margin and padding is a code that move this information to the middle. Before it was on a particular side, not well positioned. And again, you can see that the picture here is it put this one down. So we are going to write a code that it will make this write up to be in front of this picture, because this drop down is not on the front of the picture. It's, you can see where it is now. So we are going to write a code that will make sure that this background, this drop down will be in front of this picture, will show in the front of the picture. So how do we do the background that will make it show in the front of the picture? We have to go back to our CSS. When we go to CSS, you know that on this design now, we in this code here, we are having two UL. We have UL for home, about us. Now we are having another UL for or show out for that, for the drop down. You can see that we have two UL, one here, making two. So if we are using our CSS, we are going to use two of it. So I'll go to this place. I will copy. I'll copy this. Ctrl C. Then I will press enter. UL. So for this place, I want it to be in position. I'll just press enter. Then what I'm going to use here, I'll look for position. This position. Then I'll look for absolute. Then I'll put my semicolon. So on this first one here, this place that we have width underline, we are going to do the same thing here too. Just press enter, say position. Now say relative. Then put semicolon. So putting these two codes here, this position and this one too, and this one, because there are two, it will force the picture to be on front of the. If I go to file now, go to file and I click on save all. So if I go to home, you see that it will be in front of it. It's already in front of it, but it seems the cursor is long. So let me run it from the browser and let us see how it looks like on the browser. Fresh. Do you see that it's in front of it now?
Yes.
Before it was at the back.
Yes.
Now, because of that relative that I use and that absolute, is now in front of it. I hope it's clear to everybody. You can see the drop down is affecting audio page. Do you see it? Do you see it? I hope it's clear to this stage. Then the next stage that we are going to do is that we are going to use a code that this one will disappear, this second one will disappear. So that when you bring your mouse to this place, it will appear. But when you remove it, this place will disappear. For it to disappear at first, we have to write a code that will make this one disappear from it. So how do we write the code? We go back to our Dreamweaver here. We go back, look at how it looks from here. But when you run it, it's not like this. So the drop down will be in front of it. So if you go to my CSS now, I go to this place. We have a position. I'll just click this place and put display. You can see the word display. Then I'll say none. This none. Then I put semicolon. Then if you look at it now, you will not see the drop down there again. You can see that the drop down is no more showing here again.
Yes.
Why? Because the code I use here, which I say display none. Then if I go and look at it from the browser too, you will not see it again. Save all. So if I go to the browser here, this is the browser, and I refresh. Do you see that it disappears? You can see it refuses to come. You can see that it is not coming. Do you see it's not coming? because I use display none. So if I want it to that, if I put my mouse here, it should appear the moment I place my mouse here. So I have to go back to CSS code to write the code again and make it to appear. So how do I do it now? I go back to this place, then I go to my CSS. I say that I'm through with this one. So what I'm going to do is that I'll copy from here. Ctrl C, I will go down. Ctrl V. Then I'll put my, then I'll type over, then I'll put greater, then I'll put UL, because there are two UL for the first one, then this second UL for the second one. Then I will now put this. Is it in this place? I will come to this place and I press enter. I will say display. This display, I will say block, so that the moment I place my cursor on news, the thing will stand. That's why I'm using block. It's different from the one that I say none. This one I'm saying block, so that when you place your mouse on it, it will stand to select any option I want. So if I go to file and I say save all, go to this place. There, okay, the browser is not effective. Refresh. Do you see? Do you see? If I roll my mouse, my thing will disappear. Do you see? This is how beautiful it is. That displays block, meaning that this thing should be, as long as I'm here, this one must appear for me to select what I want to select. Do you see that it's selected? The more I remove it, it will disappear. The more I place it on, it will appear. Remove it, it will disappear. For me to pass. Do you see? Do you see? So the other stage that we are going to go, we are going to design this something a little bit to make it attractive. We are going to do a kind of radius where we have a kind of a curve here, a curve at the side of each of them. So for us to do that, we have to go back to this place again. We go to our CSS. So under this place that I have, this place here, I will put what they call radius and border. I'll put my border. This is my border. I'll put this sign. Then I'll now say radius. Then I'll put my column. The radius, let me use 12 feet. I can use 10, I can use 13. So this same something itself, I'll copy it to Ctrl C. I will now go down. To this place. Ctrl V. Do you see it now? I place it here. Then I will now save it. Save all. Then if I go to my design, I go to my browser, I refresh. Do you see the way it call this? Do you see how it is? Because your drop down menu must be attractive. Use it. Use it. Then this menu that we're having here now, we can also put a sign here so that someone will know that this news have a drop down menu. This news have a drop down menu. So there must be a sign here to indicate it. A sign like something like greater sign to indicate that this one has a drop down menu. So how do we do that now? We go back to our Dreamweaver again. We go back to our code. Then we look for the news. This is the news that have drop down menu. You just come to the front of the news. You put this greater sign. Let us put two greater signs. Some they can put one. But this one of it, I will also show you another way of doing it again. But this one of the method. Then if I go to file, then I say save all. Then if I go to the browser again, I refresh. Do you see the sign? This sign here, the sign shows that this one have a drop down menu. Do you see? This one does not have the sign, but this one have the sign here. Do you see the sign? This sign is telling us that there's a drop down menu with news. In some places they use one, in some places they use two. I hope you have seen some places that they have two, so they have one. So this is very interesting, and the class, please watch the fourth video. It will be more interesting than this. Thank you.